and Song Jia Cha victimized the young women in this case. 4.5 years since they've been rescued. And I'm going to say we're very proud of the victims for showing the courage, the perseverance to come into court to testify, to tell their story.
71-year-old Song Jia Cha was sentenced to life in prison. The former owner of the Blue House Lounge was found guilty of bringing young Chuukese women to Guam and forcing them to work as hostesses and prostitutes. U.S. Attorney Alicia Limtiaco.
I think the whole community, if not already made aware, obviously, by this case, is certainly going to be waking up and saying that we need to open our eyes and we need to take a stand because we need to do something about this.
Cha stood in court with an interpreter by her side, continuously expressing concern about her previous attorney and interpreter dropping out from the case. Cha asked for a final wish that she be allowed to see her family one last time. Her defense attorney Joe Rosano requested that she be placed at a women's facility in California so that she can be near her family. Judge Dean Pergerson stated he will make the recommendation. Cha was also ordered to pay back restitution in the amount of $200,000 to the woman she victimized. The first one of those women was sentenced to credit for time served with 3 years supervised release. Frida Yusin was one of Cha's trustees who hadn't received a single penny while working for her. Yusin's attorney, John Gorman.
We were very happy with the sentence that my client, Frida, received. She was a very young woman, very poor, very limited education, only 7th grade, and came from a very small island in Chuuk. So she was unusually vulnerable to Ms. Cha's manipulations.
Saknin Waria was also sentenced to 3 years supervised release for her involvement as a trustee. Waria got pregnant after her first sexual encounter at the lounge. Both were ordered to perform 100 hours community service and could face possible deportation. Both apologized in the courtroom for their actions. Judge Pergerson even read one of the victim impact statements where a young woman described that she was miserable working for Cha and that it was like being in a prison cell where she was forced to take shots so that she wouldn't get pregnant.
It is a horrible case, and a lot of women were abused in this case.
Now, despite today's sentencing, there's still growing concern from the community about the police officers that may have been involved in this case.
Some police officers had sex and served as enforcers with these girls, so therefore they also were preying on these young, vulnerable Micronesian women, and nobody's been punished in there. And that leaves a lot of questions hanging as to how this could possibly happen, that they could sexually exploit these young women and get away with it.